Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Everything's all crazy. Testing, testing. Check, check one, check two. Okay, cool. I can hear to make sure. Put this down. Yeah, I decided to try something new today. I am going to do two things. I have a recording on, and I wanted to do a unlocking the secrets of Web 3.0 meeting. Here is the book here. Okay. Now, I advise you to go purchase. Look how thick that is. And there's so much information in here. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an audio book for this, so everybody can just listen to it. Because I know a lot of people have time. You could be in your car, and while you're driving, you want to be able to listen to it. So I understand that people are really busy. We get really distracted. But if I could do a nice audio version, then you can listen to it while you're in your car. Okay, now what I'm gonna do today now is gonna be a very special one, because I'm gonna put this on CryptoSpiracy YouTube channel, and I'm working on another. It's a special report, and that's on the Africa, the 2063 agenda. Okay, so we're gonna have that. Just do a couple checks here, and then we can get started. Let me look at my OBS and see if that's recording. Okay, hello OBS. This is going to be for the OBS viewers. I'm just gonna have the screen on the background, and then when I do a share screen, it's all going to be coordinated together. What I want to do is I want to hit on a couple things. We're going to look at some news items, and then we're just going to let it flow, and then we're going to end the meeting, and then I can have this transcript on the website. Okay. Testing, testing. Had to make sure the sound's coming through. Seems kind of low though. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Check, check one. Check two. Check one. Check two. Ooh. Check one. Check two. Testing, testing. Check one. Check two. All right. We're in there. We good. Hopefully the recording is coming inside of testing, testing. Okay, I'm looking at it and I see it inside of Zoom. All right, what's cool is I have OBS and Zoom working at the same time. Now we can get started. Okay, let me share the screen. I'm going to disappear from Zoom, and I'm just going to let the screen take over so we can see what's going on here. And we're going to. Okay, cool. All right, the screen's being shared. There it is. All right, like most of the time, okay, when it comes to like most of the time that I do, I actually for the meetings. If you're new to the meetings, what I do is I show the coin market cap. But before we go through coin market cap, what I do is I go and I scour the news to see what it is that's pretty interesting. And one of the things that we have to pay attention to, instead of us getting too confused, is what are the tokens that are really hot, and why are these tokens hot? Okay, what makes them so valuable? And of course, what we're looking at is Ethereum. Okay, we have all these different news reports about Ethereum. We have Tom Lee. Tom Lee is one of the OGs. And if I'm correct, I think, let me do this really quick. Let me see something. Let me do a little research really quick. I don't want to say this unless it's not true. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. All right, cool. Sometimes I get them mixed up. It's not Tom Lee, it's Charlie Lee. I was thinking about Litecoin, and I thought I was like, maybe are these the same people? So anyway, but Tom Lee is an investor. That's this guy right here. And he has a strategy. He says, Tom Lee says Ethereum is Wall Street and White House blockchain of choice. Flare launches a wrapped XRP for DeFi and more. Okay. Now I can just, go through and read through all this. And it starts to talk about the CFTC and all these things, but we'll get into detail with that later. What I want to do right now is explain that when I first started in the crypto business, the cryptocurrency, and I started to get excited about these tokens a long time ago. Crypto coin market cap, as you can see it here, it was pretty much just tokens. Okay. Then Ethereum came on, and then they had protocol tokens. And then we were like, okay, what's a protocol token? And the different protocol tokens, like the main protocol token was Ethereum. Okay. And if we see here, like we go to the top coins, we click on Ethereum. This is, of course, old school. Most people know about this, but when we were first starting out, it was the power was in the blockchain. Let me stop sharing real quick so I can talk to you. The power was in the blockchain, right? And the smart contracts, and it was the Internet of Things. And what people were doing was they were building all these awesome projects. One of them that I talked about a lot is called Opus. And what Opus was it was a platform for musicians, and they had all these different musicians, all these different genres. They had this beautiful user interface, and they had the tokens that were ready, and people can actually pay their artists, and the artists can get paid for the music that was being there. I mean, this stuff was just amazing. And what you were doing is they call it the initial coin offering. What they would do is they would have a group of developers, they would make this white paper, and then the white paper would say, this is what we envision to do. Okay. And you can just, purchase it for like Ether. Like if you give them an Ether, they would give you like 10,000 tokens or something like that. Right. But the 10,000 tokens, once the ICO hit, it would most of the time double or triple your Ether. And it was an ecosystem that was working because the amount of Ether that you had, because the amount of Ether that you were able to acquire based on the certain projects, those particular projects were able to make you extremely wealthy. But the best thing about that was you were able to support the project. Okay. So it was like an ecosystem. I would purchase the Ethereum. After I would purchase the Ethereum, I would use the Ethereum to support a project. Therefore, I would get these ICO tokens, initial coin offerings. Those initial coins would come in. Then when the project gets released to the public would listen and see all the amazing things that this new technology would do. And then they would purchase the tokens, but then the tokens that you were able to get for 5 cents is now worth like 50 cents or 60 cents. And back then, that particular ecosystem worked because they had exchanges. The exchanges that were on that were allowed at the time were just made by people within the community. Now those exchanges became decentralized exchanges, but at the time they were actually legit exchanges. And you were able to move in and out of tokens, and different people that were creating these projects were able to get funding. So the retail pretty much controlled everything, and there was no investors, like, credited investors and stuff at the time. and the market was strong. It was powerful. You know, it didn't even reach $1 trillion. Most of the tokens that were on there were people were able to see them. I can show you an example. Let me show you this really quick. Let me stop sharing. I'm going to show you something. Show you how this has changed. All right, now here's my CryptoSpiracy site. Okay, and we'll get back to Ethereum. Okay, because just to finish up with Ethereum real quick, the reason why I was talking about the smart contract of Ethereum is because Ethereum has a staking algorithm, or let's say we'll just call it algorithm, staking algorithm, where if you own 32 Ethereum and you stake them, you become a transaction node. That means that the information is going to travel through the information that travels through the transaction node. You get paid for those transactions. By you holding the tokens and staking them, if you have 32 of them, you become a node, and now you can have voting power. You have all these different benefits on the Ethereum blockchain, where now you're making money with that, right? Now that's good for Ethereum, but 32, with Ethereum being like $4,000 a piece, that's a heck of a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. With now Ethereum is what, 44,000? Let's just say Ethereum is $4,200, right? We multiply that times 32. If you have $134,400, you can purchase Ethereum. And then once you have your 32 Ethereum, put them away into staking. And now you're going to earn every year, every 6 months, as long as you own those tokens, every time you're going to make money just by holding those tokens. And you have a lot of rights on the network. So me personally, if I had $134,000, I would purchase 32 Ethereum and just actually be happy as a, I don't even want to curse on here. But let me tell you something else that's going on. It says here that Tom Lee predicts Ethereum price could reach $12,000 because they're going to start to have an ETF is going to come in. People are going to start using Ethereum more. The banks are going to start using it. Retail is going to start to catch on and be able to get involved. There are so many things that are coming down the pipe with Ethereum that it's just crazy. And then you have XRP. So yeah, this is a really strong token, okay? But it's $4,000, right? The average person doesn't have that type of money. So what we do at the DeFi Jedi group meeting, mastermind group, is we see and find the ones that haven't really hit that yet, but have the potential to hit, like an Ethereum. What problem are they solving? What are they, protocol tokens? We go through all of that, right? And what I have done is I identified some of the ones that are actually in the market that I think the categories that we should look at. So we go through the categories, and for the past couple of weeks, I was explaining that AI and big data, real world assets, gaming, DePIN, okay, and DeFi AI, decentralized finance AI. These have the potential, but since they're not ICO, right, you're not going to get the benefit of it coming later. So you really want to look for ICO tokens. I would like to show people how to search for those ICO tokens, because we can still actually do that now. It's still available for us, but we have to, it's still available for us, but we have to know what we're looking for, okay? So let me say, hey, Ralph, how you doing? I'm just going over the different tokens and stuff. So, but I'll get back next week. We're gonna have a full meeting, or this Friday, where everybody's gonna talk and we can participate. I'm just gonna use this time to actually show the different tokens and the future strategies. Okay, so let me get.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I was just
Oh,
looking up over it. Okay,
it's
okay, I'm
okay.
back on mute. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem. I'm just gonna get back to this. Okay, Raw.
Yes, I'm just listening in, and if I step out, I gotta go clean this bathroom. All right, so I just step in and step out.
All right, no
All right,
problem, my friend.
okay, all right, bye bye.
Okay, bye. All right, so now what I want to show y'all something on this is my website. It's named after my YouTube page, CryptoSpiracy. Okay, and the reason why it's called CryptoSpiracy because I don't only just talk. I don't only just talk about can't even talk cryptocurrency. I also talk about things that are going on in the world. Okay, now on the front page, this is a really good influencer that you should watch. He's it's called the Modern Investor. He's been doing this for over 10 years. So he's a really good source that you can look at. Every now and then I put their videos up here. But what I want to show you is this here. Now, I go into the portal, okay? And I have all this information on here that I've been collecting for years now, okay? I have the banner that goes on top and it talks about the different tokens that are for sale and the ones that are of interest. What I wanted to show you is, let me see, the ecosystem. Okay. Now, a long time ago, this was extremely important. This is like the first phase. Okay, the first phase of the crypto market. And if you notice, they have all of these different. Let me see if I can like and data and analytics, right? All of these companies, okay, I can't even talk. All of these companies at one point were in version 1.0 and they were ICOs. They used the ICO money to build their platforms and blockchains. And now people still own these. But then as time went on, when they started to take away the exchanges and we can only use decentralized exchanges, a lot of these tokens, they lost their popularity and now they're kind of like under the radar. But these are the ones, if you want to find out which ones are some good ones that you can look at, and I don't like saying investment because they're like, this is not investment advice. It's not investment advice. These are tokens that have potential for you to change your life. Okay. Now, as a disclaimer, y'all know what's next. All right, now let me click on a couple of these. Okay. This one here, this is trading platforms. Okay. Now you come here, you click here. That's Uniswap. All right. This was a token at one time. This was an ICO at one time. Okay. Let me close this window here. Let me show you another one. Now, mind you, go to CryptoSpiracy.com, go to the ecosystem. You can find some serious gems here. All right. Now we have Curve. Curve became extremely popular. This is another decentralized one. Okay. These are just trading platforms. Balancer was huge. This one is there. Okay. Now, the fact that these are still in existence, you can start making a plan to say, wait a minute, these are still good. Let me see if I can find that token and see what problem it solves. And can I actually use it? Okay. Your crypto, your rules. Okay. Now let's do an example. Let me see. Let me come back here. Let me look at let's see, asset management. You have oracles. You have lending platforms. Okay. Here's the stable coins. All right, these are stablecoins that are before the Genius Act. So now you can say, okay, since these are up before the Genius Act, how are they doing now, right? Now check this out. Sometimes if the website is gone, that means that they didn't survive the FTX. But if the website is there, they actually survived. Now the question is, how did they survive? Right? Like this token here, this is USDC, right? The mighty US dollar made even more powerful. These are all of the exchanges that take this token. You go to CoinMarketCap. Okay, you put in USDC. There it is. You see how much it's worth. Boom. Okay. Now let's use that same with other tokens. Let me see. Let me close this. Close this. Don't get too confused. Open the ecosystem back up. Let me see. There's a section here where I was working on, like, it had like real estate. I mean, it was so many things. Let me see. All right, here we go. This is hedge, right? Monetize your edge on the market. So this has been out for a minute as well. So let's do a study on that. You go to hedge. You go into the search. Okay. Now the annoying part, okay, and hopefully this can be addressed at some point, because everything right now is the wild wild west, which is good and bad. Is there's a lot of names that are the same and cross referencing, so you have to know exactly which name, which token is which based on the naming. So you can usually see the logo, but if you notice here, this particular hedge, we click on the website, that's that. So if you're not sure if it's the same one, you come here, then you look at the website's different, like that is, that's not it, but that's sold, okay? So you say, okay, well, which hedge is it now? And if you notice, because they changed logos and everything, let me see, hold on one second. Put this up top. Hedge finance. That was not even in existence anymore. Hold on one second.
Excuse me, I got a question. If you want to buy one of those, how do you go about buying one of those?
Oh, wait, hold on. You see me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so what was your question?
If you want to buy one of those tokens, how do you go about buying one of them?
Well,
Do you go buy that a swap like you did with that and you go back to that swap thing?
no, you just
You
go
know what
to
I'm saying?
you just go to their website. Like for instance,
Oh, okay.
put the screen back on again. Let me show you.
And you can't go to that swap thing, whatever.
All right, you see the screen?
Yes, sir. And you can't go
All
to
right.
that swap
Usually what
thing.
happens is on their website, they're gonna have a place where you can click and then you can go and
Okay, and
purchase a
buy it.
token. And usually, like right here, it says connect the wallet. So
Okay,
you
all right,
connect your
cool.
wallet, Once you do that, it's going to give you the actual, I'll just call them call letters, token letters
Oh,
that you can
okay.
trade with. You hit the Explorer right here. The Explorer also brings it. You view it.
Okay.
And I think Hedge has done something different. I'm not even gonna lie. I have to study this one. I just picked this out. But
Okay.
right now, when you look at this, it's $1.52. But I have to study what actually all this is because I haven't been on here in a minute. But anyway, if
Yeah,
you're
I have to
interested
take
in it, all you have
like
to do is you
the
go to
more.
their website, and their website will show you how to link up to it that way. I was just trying to
Okay.
find it on Coin Market Cap, and that's the problem with Coin Market Cap. It's really difficult now to find the
Bye.
tokens on here because there's so much
Oh,
information. This was bought by Binance, and Binance didn't really manage this well. They bought it and they just threw everything at it. I think they need to streamline things a little bit more. But let me stop sharing this really quick. Hey Ralph, did I answer some of your question?
yes, sir. I just gonna have to take it one day or afternoon, and I just I just play with that coin market gap, and I just started because I'm gonna have to experience. I'm gonna have to do it. Have to know how to do it by myself.
Yeah, I mean, but like I was saying though, it
Probably
changed.
self-explanatory, man.
Yeah, it is. You start to look, but like I said, I've been doing this now since about 2015, 2016, and the amount of stuff that they added to CoinMarketCap is just crazy. I mean, you can look at CoinGecko. CoinGecko is actually, let me see. I think I have it here.
And
CoinGecko.
let me log off
Okay.
for lunch.
All right, Ralph.
Hang out.
All right, CoinGecko. If you look at this one, this is at least a little bit easier to read. Cryptocurrencies by market, by category. Click on the category, and then you have layer one, smart contract platforms. So what's that? Wait for it to show up. But there's like it's so easy to build a blockchain now, you know. But the smart contracts is what makes it difficult. All right, it's still refreshing. Let me see. All right, come on. All right, it's taking forever to load the smart contracts. But anyway, while that's loading up, you see you have all made in USA, alleged SEC securities, stablecoins. Personally, I think this confusion is purposeful, and probably the only real value going forward is most likely going to be ETFs. You see what I'm saying? Because I remember when they said that
Bye.
accredited investors were allowed to participate in the market. I was like, well, what do you have to do to be an accredited investor? He said, well, you got to have at least $1 million or $1 million and up. I was like, damn, who can participate in that? And then a year or so later, they said that all the exchanges they were illegal unless you had KYC. So then you had to have your know your customer laws. So then people were getting around that by having their VPNs. But then they went now when Gary Gensler was in there and said, if you are supporting Americans, allowing them to come in with the VPN, the SEC is going to come down hard on you with the United States law, and everybody got scared. So then they left everybody out in the cold. Okay, so
Wow.
at this point now, the accredited investors are the only ones that can participate because they have the big money, but they want safety, so they're asking for ETFs, which is just like paper, right? So it's kind of like the fiat all over again, where you have these ETFs, and we don't know what type of laws are going into these particular ETFs. Like everyone, and everyone can be different. But now we have these different regulations, but is the regulations for people to is the regulations for people to create better ETFs for people? The regulations it's not for retail to get involved. You know, retail has to use decentralized exchanges, and when by the time we get any of the tokens of the big money, the ICOs are already, you know, bought up by the accredited investors. So here we are again, something that was created for the people by the people, literally, was now taken over by these corporations again. I mean, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm saying that to say this, that we really have to be smart on how we find these tokens. And that's why I have these meetings 3 times a week, 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day, 3 times a week, so that we can start to find these alphas, and then we can figure out, okay, this one has the potential. Like, for example, when I went to let me get out of CoinMarketCap. I was trying to show the smart contract, but it was acting a little bit crazy because there's literally millions of tokens now. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous actually. But let me see. Like I was saying here, you know, you can look at things that are trending and be like, oh wow, this is good. Well, let's just focus now. If you want to focus, we go to category. Okay. We go to gaming. Now you know that gaming is really popular, right? And the top token in gaming is Render. Okay. And I mentioned this a lot, but it's a great example. It's number one. But the reason why it's number one is because this particular token is crossing a lot of different technologies, a lot of different categories. Okay. It's the decentralized physical infrastructure network, right? It's also crossing over to the AI, and it's also crossing over into gaming. What makes this one, the reason why that it is crossing all those different industries or categories is because it's the CPU, right? It's the physical hardware. The physical hardware, you can put it into a rig. Now, let me show it. I'm actually talking when I was showing it. You can put it up in a rig, okay? And you can make money with it. And it's something that the people, the average people, the retail can do to physically have something to actually make residual while they actually are having it used for proof of work. See, I personally think proof of work is something good for the people because the proof of work creates a network, and that network allows people to participate, and that creates an ecosystem. And that ecosystem can trade the tokens through the decentralized exchanges. So as the credited investors start to turn everything into an ETF, I think the real value is going to be, this is what I'm thinking of, things that you can have a physical node or a physical solution to a problem, right? That's why I like Filecoin and all these other ones. This particular one, the Render token that you can see, like I said, people make money just for holding the renders, just like they make money holding the Ethereum. So you have to identify the tokens that are actually doing something useful, right? That you can actually physically purchase, you can place into a physical machine because now you're adding to the ecosystem. Therefore, you're making money by just participating. And guess what? If you are fortunate enough to come in early and buy like 10,000 or 20,000 of these tokens, and you're making money with those tokens just by you holding them, if you ever wanted to sell those tokens and they like do like 1,000x, now you actually make money on that as well. Okay. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say for that. I know this was all over the place today, but I wanted to just get a recording in, use this as a, what time is it?
It's like those game tokens they always gonna be up there because everybody's gaming it, and if we get those tokens, there's always gonna be demand for those, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because and like the key is to, you have to be like Nostradamus, right? What is it that we are going to need that this token is going to solve a problem of? And
That's
then
right.
once you can think about that, then you say, okay, let me get this render token, right? Or the other one that we had that was really good was, let me go back.
Or get some in like AI or in medical field. That's there's always gonna be medical, no matter how fancy economy get. There's always gonna be gaming. There's always gonna be medical. You know,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with those. And if we get some in each token, that and man, you know, kids gonna do some kind of gaming. You know, no
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can go ahead and kick off if you want.
Oh
And
no, I'm going.
but
I just want to show, because you brought something up. I want to show this really quick. Like another one of the tokens is bit sensor. Okay.
yeah, you said that last time. I was
Yeah,
gonna check that out.
yeah.
You said that's another Bitcoin, right?
Well, it's like a yeah, they only have, it's a limited supply. I think there's only 21 million, just like Bitcoin, but it's also utilizing the AI technology for and it's competing with like a render. You know, these are kind of in the same category. Like how you see that is you go to render and you look down. Uh, this is the tokenomics. And then it says similar coins to bit sensor, right? See, render right there. Boom.
Right.
This is render.
Wow.
And then immutable, that's another one. And then you have Ethereum, you see? And then you can see like, oh, immutable is at uh, that's only at 70 cents, right? And you click on it, then you do your due diligence. What is it doing? Now look at this. It's actually, now here's what's crazy. In 2021, this token was $7, right?
Right.
Now you know that if this is a good token, it has the potential to go back up to that height, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
So if you're looking at it now, okay, it's down to 70 cents. Okay. Then you have to ask yourself, well, why is it down so much? What's going on? What's the issue with this token? Is this a good potential? You know, is this an alpha? What does it do? They say immutable, play your hub for gaming rewards. So here's another one. Proof of work token, something that I can earn. Can I stake it? And if it's staking, man, this is crazy because now, before when I had to pay $7 for a staking token, now I only have to pay 70 cents, right? So I can actually make money, or I can earn more immutable tokens and getting them even cheaper. All right. So this is just me just pulling this out. Now, I'm not saying this is financial advice. I'm just giving an example. And I have to first of all have to look and see if this is an actual staking token or not. So then there's a research. But however, if it's in the same category as a render in Ethereum, and if it's in the same category as that, then you know Immutable must have the same type of system set up where you can actually earn the tokens, but just by holding the tokens. Okay. So then
Right. Yeah.
you say, well, how do I get that? All right. Well, you look at the ecosystem. There's a couple ways you can do it. You're always going to find something that has, you should see something that has a wallet connection. And if you don't see that,
All right. Yeah.
then you say, okay, let me go back to the coin market cap. Then you look at the market and you see that you can get it on Binance. You can get it on OKX. These are different wallets. Gate, Mixi, KuCoin, and of course, some of these places are Americans aren't allowed. So you're going to have to go to DeFi. Okay, well, how do you know to go to DeFi? Well, you click here. Let me see. On here, you see where it says DEX. Boom, that's the decentralized exchanges. If you go to CEX, these are centralized exchanges, all right? So when you go to DEX, that means that you can participate, and you know how? You have Uniswap, right? But not just, let me see what
Oh
else.
yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, it looks like Uniswap is the only DEX.
Right.
Oh no, we got Sushi Swap too. Sushi Swap's actually pretty cool. And you can look at the pairs. Now, because it's a Ethereum token, it's made off of the Ethereum blockchain, then it's a wrapped Ethereum, and then you can change it for the IMX. So you would click on the Uniswap, and then now it says swap anytime, and now you can connect your wallet by hitting connect here, okay? And then whatever wallet you have,
Yes, sir. Right.
you use that to connect with it. And you can even use that for like Exodus, right? You can actually
Right.
look on the Exodus wallet to see if it supports immutable, and then you can exchange it that way as well. Okay, so that's that. And so, like I said, just to recap, go to CryptoSpiracy. All right. Now, when you go to CryptoSpiracy, you can have the news that you can look at here. All right.
Here, let me write that down. Anyway.
Okay. You
And
go-
now cryptos, and is that the same thing as and our crypto market gap?
no, this is my website. I built this for news,
Oh, okay.
crypto report and stuff. This is for
Okay. So
students and everything.
and now so what was it again? I'm sorry.
Oh, go to cryptospiracy.com. It's up there in the if you look up in the top.
CryptoSpiracy.
Yeah.
And now let me cryptos. Here, let me blow it up. Hang on for a minute.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Man. Conspiracy. Uh,
And while you write
dot com.
oh, what you say?
.com.
Oh yeah, .com.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I want to show people.
Oh, okay. So is that after you put in the website, or is that altogether different?
Oh yeah, let me finish because I'm all over the place. Okay, after you go to cryptospiracy.com, then
Okay.
you go to enter portal, you click on that. All right. And once you enter the portal, you go to ecosystem. All right. Now, once you're in the ecosystem, you have these different, I call them, they're like different I can't even think right now.
Okay.
Custody.
So you set that up?
Yeah, I built this about 2 years ago now, and these
Oh
were the
wow.
hottest tokens at the
Okay, I
time,
thought wow.
and I
Oh,
was
that's
teaching
all right.
people about it. So you have different categories of custody, trading, data and analytics, derivatives, asset management, and lending. Now the story
Well,
behind
that's all right.
the story behind this though was this was the hottest market at 2021, 2022. And I identified the ones that were like that, made it through the ICOs. They actually built these working,
Wow.
functioning companies, and it was absolutely amazing. And then
Wow.
FTX collapsed, and then after FTX collapsed, everybody got scared. They closed out most of the centralized exchanges, and then a lot of these companies had to restructure, and now they're kind of like in the wings now, restructuring. But here's the thing: we had the Genius Act in July. It's only, think about it, it's July, right? August, September. That's only 2 months.
Right.
It hasn't even been a year yet. All of these, I think what's going to happen is all these tokens are going to start waking up because of the markets they're in, asset management, lending, derivatives, data and analytics. Like we already see that here as for custody, if you notice, Coinbase is on here. Coinbase was just starting out back in the day. And
Wow.
Coinbase has its own token base. So when you click on Coinbase, everybody uses this one. So who's to say that these other technologies, let me see, won't follow suit, right? Well, we know this is MetaMask. We use that all the time. But you have this one here. I remember this one. Web3 Gaming Simplify Engine. Okay. Here's another one. Look at all the partners. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of gems out here. Join 1 million members. Okay. And you look at the ecosystem. All right. Then you connect the wallet here. That wallet is actually on your mobile phone. This is crazy. Okay, so let me come back here again. All right, then let me stop sharing. So that's what I wanted to show you for this particular installment. But before I leave, I want to show y'all, here's the book. Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
All right. Now,
last week.
On the back, tells you about all the different 44 different secrets that we have. It's a really nice book, really thick too. So you're gonna have a lot of information. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an audio version of this. Okay. The audio is gonna be amazing because I'm gonna give my opinions on different parts of the chapter. So it's gonna be like a audio versus slight commentary. So when this comes out, hopefully people can have an option to buy it that way too. Because sometimes, people don't have time to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do.
But I appreciate you. Then I'll see you what, Friday?
Yeah. Well, I'll do another one on Friday.
Okay, same 7:30.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. For all the people that are listening to this, that are looking at this show that has been filmed already, recorded, I mean, we on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Central time, like if you're in Chicago area or Houston area, those areas, it's at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7:30. And that's 1 hour. We do 1 hour 3 times a week. Okay. But there's only allowed for 8 people. I want it to be short and sweet. But in order for you to do that, you actually have to go onto the website to sign up. Okay. You have to become a member.
Market Street.
Bitmain Street Market. I'll show you really quick. This is one of my other websites. Go to Main Street Market. It says the decentralized sovereign network. You go to first, before that, you got to click on subscribe. And right now I have a special 29.44. And since Ralph is one of my original students, he gets any benefit that I have. Just for him showing my support, he got it always. You know, and when I become a millionaire, he's gonna follow right behind me. So, but once you sign up for that, you click on booking, okay? And you click on this one here, because this is unlocking the secrets. Now, the next show we have is going to be on the 26th. You click on that.
Friday.
Time. Yep, this Friday. And that's how you sign up. But you don't do this until you sign up, because if I see you on here and you didn't actually sign up as a member, I'm going to ask you why you on here without, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, right. Yeah, that's right, because that ain't right. You got to go through the proper channel, you know?
Yeah, you got to go through the channel. All right, everybody.
But you have a good night. I gotta log back in from chow and that. So,
all right,
take care, brother.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for showing up.
Yes, sir. All right, take care.
Yep, I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you Friday.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye.
All right, this is David James Green. Thank you so much for showing up. Look, everything's all backwards. It's crazy. Anyway, I didn't even notice that before. Ooh. Anyway, much love and respect. I will talk to y'all later. Friday, we will have another one of these wonderful meetings. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace.